So, as you guys have heard, I have a magical cursed eye amulet now that I'm wearing, that Tawney's wearing. And I'm waiting for information about where my family is and how I get them back. You know? It's a thing. I need it. I can't go after them until I have it. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, Plot'll come find me eventually. You know, like they're doing other stuff. I don't want to bother them. Like, they'll come and find me when they want to give me the info. They know that I have this, and they're conscientious, and I'm not worried. So I'm taking a nap, as I do, Tawney-wise. Taking a nap. I'm just kind of sleeping in my bed, and I hear a whisper in my ear. And it's like, Tawney. Tawney. Oh, Tawney. And I'm like, what? Huh? And I open my eyes, and I can see Tammy standing there with a white headband on. You know, one of the GMs is standing there with a white headband on, which means I can't see her, obviously. And I'm looking around for the source of this voice. And who's talking? Who's talking to me? Huh? I'm like all drowsy. It's me, Tawney. The eye's talking. You want to know where your family is? Yes, of course. Of course I do. I want to know where they are. Tell me, please. And I'm like talking out loud, so like anybody who wanted to listen in could hear it, but they wouldn't be able to hear the other side of the conversation because it's coming through my brain. I know where they are, Tawney. They're in the darkest, deepest, coldest part of the Fey Realm. They're in the Fey Realm. The Winter Court has them. I'm like, I know that. I know that already. Yes, they're in the coldest part. Oh, okay. The coldest part. I've never been to the Fey Realm, Tawney. Would you take me to the Fey Realm? I want to see the Fey Realm. Take me to the Fey Realm, Tawney. Bring me to the Fey Realm, and I'll help you find your family, Tawney. Okay. We're trying to figure out how to get there right now. It's no problem at all. We're gonna figure it out. We'll get there, and then you can guide me from there. Of course, yes, of course. We want to see the Fey Realm. All right, and so that sort of happened, and things continued, you know, as they went, and I knew where to go. The coldest part of the Fey Realm. And we had a plan for how to get there. These Minotaurs that were in these caves had a powerful druid, and that powerful druid could create a henge, which would allow us to travel through it to the Fey Realm. So we had to help them get rid of some goblins. And we brokered a peace between this like goblin tribe and the Minotaur tribe while we were in like a sacred crypt of the Minotaurs. You know, like this was like their meeting place. There's like all kinds of valuable objects around that are just like PC steel bait, you know, that would like get us in trouble if we stole them, basically. But it was like so tempting. And we made this peace bargain, and they went off their separate ways. But one person stayed behind in the crypt and disturbed shit. Okay, they disturbed shit. They moved. They tried to steal a weapon or something, like a magic weapon that was like on one of the tombs of the Minotaurs. And they fucked it all up, basically. They fucked up the whole peace treaty. They fucked up us getting help from the Minotaurs. Everything went to shit, basically, because some idiot decided to be sneaky. And of course, this screwed us over at that point in time, because we didn't know if there was another way to get to the Fey Realm. And of course, Tawney's upset, like crying. I was literally crying. I was sitting there on my bed in the central cave. My bed being like this cot with like a blanket on it. Sitting on this bed, like crying. Like I summoned the will to cry, and so I did. Sitting there just like sobbing into my hands, like I'm never gonna find my family. I'm never gonna be able to find them. You know, like, all that shit. A lot better than that. I don't want to cry on stream. But, sitting there just like crying into my hands. And anyway, not a good time. And some people came over, they're like, Tawney, are you okay? It's like, I don't know where to find my family now. I'm not going to be able to get to the Fey Realm. There's time involved, you know? Like, I have to find them soon. The Winter Fae are probably doing something really bad to them. And stuff like that. Blah-de-blah. You know, all that. And they're like, we're going to find a way, Tawney. It's okay. It's okay. You're going to be all right, Tawney. And they, like, went and did other stuff, you know, like, while they just left me to be upset. And then I was like, I thought to myself in my little Tawney brain that was like, the eye could help me. The eye would know another way. The eye knows everything. So I stood up from my bed and still sort of like wiping tears from my eyes and like sobbing a little bit. I walked away. I walked out of the cave. And like, I think Grunt saw me leave and he followed me, the orc that I was telling you about. He's like, Tawney, we're going to find your family. It's going to be okay. But I like ran off into the caves basically because I was like, I have to talk to the eye, you know, I can't do it here. So I ran off into the caves and I went to plot. I put my hand on my head, went to plot, knocked on the door of their little plot area. Well, like, so I just, Tawney just ran off into the caves. I don't know how you want to do that mechanically, but basically what I'm doing is I want to go and talk to, the eye, you know, and try and figure out another way into the Fey Realm. And they went, oh, okay. So Tammy picked up this map and she was like, okay, do you go left or right? Left. Okay, left or right again? Right. Left or right? Left. And one last one? Left. Okay, you end up in a room where there's like a labyrinth on a table and like a closed door and there's a riddle. And I'm like, I don't care about any of that. None of that matters. As long as there's nothing attacking me, I sit there and I go like, tell me how to get to the Fey Realm, basically. And I wait. And Tammy's like, the eye, there's no response. There's no response from the eye, but come with me. And she like brings me out into like the central, not the central area, but like the room downstairs where we've been doing a lot of the adventure stuff. And it's just me and her in this room. And I think she's about to talk to me or something. She's about to talk to me about, you know, like how to do stuff or like what happens. And then she goes, surprise! Fey Walk 1, Fey Walk 2, Fey Walk 3, whoosh! And boom, like this Winter Court Fey appears in front of me. A Winter Court Fey I've seen before. A Winter Court Fey that took my family away from me and who ran off with them. Just walks in through the veil of the Fey Realm to stand in front of Tawney. Tawney's all alone in the caverns with this true Fey. And the Fey goes, hi, Tawney. And I brandish my staff because I hadn't brought my axe with me when I ran off into the caves. And I brandish my staff and I go, where's my family? Bring them back right now or I'll hurt you, you know? And she goes, I'm still missing one. One last brook to collect. Tawney's name's Tawney Brook, by the way. One last brook to collect. And I go, you're not taking me. I'll get my family back and I'll come and I'll rescue them. She's like, well, I'll take you to them right now. Just come with me. Just come with me and I'll take you right to them. It'll be easy. No problem. And I'm like, I've had enough of this. One normal, you know, and I like give her a whap with the whappity stick. And she goes, oh, all right. This is how it's going to be. And she pulls a dagger out. And like has a bunch of spell packets in her other hand. These little dudes that are used to represent casting spells. A bunch of spell packets in her other hand. And she's like, you're coming with me, Tawney. You're coming with me. By force of will, I inflict sleep. And like misses. You know, like I dodge and it's like whoosh, misses. And I come in, one normal. And there's this like really cool like 1v1 like duel for a little while where we're both like trying really hard to like fight each other, you know, and like there's the whole like you're gonna give them back to me, or I'm gonna kill you, you know, like that kind of stuff. And she's laughing and being a fae. She's all true fae, and you know they don't give a shit. But eventually I was like, we sort of broke character for a moment to be like, do you want to do this somewhere where people are going to hear us? Because I'm going to lose. Like, I know I'm going to lose. I'm basically losing already, and it's like, I know I'm going to lose. So do you want to do this somewhere where people will be able to hear us do this, and they'll know that Tawney's been abducted? And Tammy's like, hell yeah, I do! I'm like, all right, we'll just go up the stairs a little bit, and, like, sleep me, and then just Faye walk away. And she's like, yeah, okay. You know, just collaboratively storytelling a little bit there. And she could have easily said, like, no, I'm taking you here, or whatever, but it was, like, helpful, you know? Like, we sort of worked together on it. And we went to, like, the little staircase that was, like, near where everybody was sort of gathered or sleeping or hanging out in general. And she's like, by force of will I like sleep! Hits me, fall to the ground. She grabs my shoulder and Faye walk 1, Faye walk 2, Faye walk 3. Gone. And while she's counting out the Feywalk thing, I could hear people going, Tawney! And like running towards where we were. Like I could hear the footsteps coming, but I had my eyes closed because I was asleep, you know? But I could hear the footsteps coming towards us, and then when she was gone, I heard people going like, shit! You know? God damn it! Like all that kind of stuff. It was like the perfect thing. That I really, I think sort of went really well, thematically. So I've been abducted into the Fae realm, presumably where the rest of my family is, by the true Fae, the Winter Court. And so Tammy turns to me after we go down to plot. She turns to me after and says, so do you want to NPC for a while? I'm like, yeah, of course, I'll NPC. And it's like the last NPC shift or whatever, so it's just the end of the game. So it's a perfect time for me to sort of like switch over an NPC till the end of the game. So I went, yeah, of course I'll NPC. And she goes, all right, good. Do your makeup up like mine. And it's like blue swirls and stuff. We're gonna be true Fae. You know, we're gonna be true Fae. And I know you know how to cast psionics because your other character is a psionics caster, so you know all the incants. You have up to level 9 psionics. Have fun. You know, we're gonna be true Fae. We're gonna be assholes to everyone. And I was like, all right, cool. So I get the makeup on, like blue swirls sort of like all around, and like blue line down my nose. I've already got my Fae ears and my horns on from Tawney, so it's perfect. You know? She says you got 1 to 9 psionics and a dagger. You know? So cool. And there's a couple other people gearing up. One of them is Kristen, the person who did the like ice elf physician that I was telling you about in the last story. Kristen's gearing up as a true Fae too, and I said to Kristen, like, Kristen, take the Wapiti stick. And she's like, oh, fuck yeah, you know? And I gave her the Wapiti stick, like Tawney's staff. It's like specifically tagged with a tag on it that says Wapiti stick, like brackets staff, you know? And it's like very identifiably Tawney's item, you know? I'm like, Kristen, take the Wapiti stick and go out, like maybe go out with that. And I looked at Tammy, of course. She's like, yeah, fuck yeah. Wes in there is like, yeah, tug those heartstrings, you know? So we gave her the Wapiti stick, and she used that as her weapon as a true Fae, you know? Like they'd taken it from Tawney when they kidnapped her. You know? So they found this other way to get out and like go to the Fae realm to try and rescue me and my family. Because now it's rescuing me and my family. They found another way to get into the Fae realm. Through this like Myconid druid, you know, who's gonna like open a henge to send them through. You know, he's like this old grandfather Myconid, which is like a mushroom person, like a fungus person. For those of you who don't know, Yeah, she's really good like that. She's really good at sort of like allowing me to do stuff. Tammy is. But yeah, so we all go around like in this mod with our hands on our heads, like a bunch of true fae, go out and we wait. And at the opportune moment around the room, all of us go, Fae Walk 1, Fae Walk 2, Fae Walk 3, and we just whoosh, phase in, right? Like the three of us, or there was like 4 or 5 of us in like different sides of the room, like all chanting the Feywalk thing at once, and we all phase in, and everybody's like, fuck, shit, like getting their weapons ready to like fight the true Fey, and all of us are throwing spells and casting at them, and they're running at us with like an iron sword and like striking us, and we're like, paralyzed, like, iron, like all that kind of stuff. It was cool. It was like this big fight, right? And once it had like cleared out, I saw that they had the stick, and I talked to my friend Corey after game. Thelonious. He plays a character named Thelonious, who is a Minotaur who like thinks of Tawney as like a little sister. And he was like, "Yeah, the Wapiti stick. You really have to do that? Like, fucking." Why you gotta break my heart more, So I was glad that like sort of made it back in the game, and I'm looking forward to role playing the moment when somebody hands it back to me, when I get to be my character again. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool to be a part of that kind of stuff. I mean, Thelonious. How individualized are the narratives the creators turn out? Sounds like Tawny's very customized. I mean, it really depends how much you involve yourself in stuff, right? Like, Tawny's involved in stuff through sort of like this chain of events where there was an NPC who asked for people to help, to help defend against the Brood. And I sent a letter out to my family, and I told Plot, like, I sent a letter to my family, and then, like, next game, my family showed up because I sent a letter to them. And then my family got abducted because they showed up. And now I'm hunting for them because they got abducted because they showed up. Like, it's sort of this chain of things that happened because I decided to do one thing, and everybody sort of let me do it, Like, their idea was like, oh yeah, okay, well, Tawney, like, send a letter to your family. I'm like, all right, yeah, 100%. Yeah, So it's sort of like through the world, this stuff happens, you steal a magical object and you get set on fire. You form a group who are in league with a certain thing, and that certain thing comes to talk to you. All that kind of stuff. Like, it's sort of cause and effect, and like, player moments will happen because you involve yourself enough to have the eye of plot turn on you, And the thing about Tawney in specific, is that she is such an innocent character. She is such a lame brain, dumbass, like, naive, sees the good in everyone character, that it creates pathos to hurt her, Like, everybody can feel the pain of a Tawney pain because she's usually so nice and innocent and like loving and just positive, She's just one of those like innocent, like too pure for this world characters that you can create kind of global pathos by just being like, and pain upon you, like there's like empathy, that everybody has for stupid, dumb, innocent Tawney. Where like if you hurt like, I don't know, the feelings of some hard ass mercenary, it might be different. Like not everybody cares so much about that. So it just kind of turned into a thing, There are other characters who are similarly involved in different ways, but I'm not telling their stories because telling my story is what I do here, Like, they have stories too, but I don't know all the details. I only know the details of what I do.